Hello, my lovely. My name is Janae, and I'm the lead instructor of Vitality by Vively. I've got a flow for you today that's going to fire up the hamstrings and the glutes. You don't need any prior yoga experience to participate in this video with me, and all you'll need today is a mat. Let's get started. Okay, and we're going to start here in a comfortable seated position. So go ahead and sit up nice and tall, and just gently close the eyes. Let's take this moment to arrive at our mats. Understand that we're no longer where we were. We're not where we're going to be after this. We're just here. Start to bring the awareness to the breath, just as you would normally. Don't do anything crazy or fancy with your breathing. Just draw the awareness to how when you inhale, the stomach inflates, the chest starts to rise. And like a balloon, when we exhale, it's like we're squeezing the air out of that balloon, and our navel comes into our spine. Start to get deeper in the breath. Inhaling through the nose. And again, visualizing that balloon. As we inhale, we fill the belly up just like a balloon all the way. And as we exhale, we squeeze that balloon by drawing our navel into the spine. Inhale through the nose, fill the belly. Exhale, draw the navel into the spine. Couple more times. Inhale, inflate the belly. Exhale, let it all go. Last time, we inhale, inflate the belly. Exhale, let it all go. And at the beginning of each practice, we set an intention. Maybe that intention is to cultivate a quality into your life that you desire more of. Maybe you're looking to be more compassionate, more kind. Maybe you want to invite more gratitude into your life. Maybe your intentional is to be more present and mindful. Or maybe it's to simply just be more intentional. Whatever that may be, go ahead and set the intention now. And you'll carry this intention with you throughout the practice and for the rest of your day. And we gently open up the eyes. Hello. And we come into an all fours position. We're going to warm up the spine with some cat-cow. So fingertips spread nice and wide into the mat. Tops of the feet meet the mat as well. We inhale and we drop the belly for cow while we lift the gaze. And on the exhale, we press the mat away and arch the back. Draw everything into the midline. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, arch the back, push the mat away. Squeeze those knees and thighs together. Inhale for cow, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, cat, arch the back, push the mat away. Couple more times here. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, arch the back, press the mat away. Last time. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, arch the back, press the mat away, draw everything into the midline. And on our next inhale, we come into just a neutral tabletop position. We take an inhale here. And as we exhale, we squeeze the elbows nice and tight by the sides, drop the chest all the way to the mat. We inhale, move all the way through Cobra. Chest comes up. We look up. We squeeze the tops of the glutes and tops of the mat, press into the floor. We exhale, kiss the mat, forehead to mat. Inhale, look up for Cobra. Squeeze the top of the glutes, tops of the feet, come into the mat. Exhale, forehead to mat. We inhale, look up for Cobra. Squeeze everything. Exhale, forehead to mat. Inhale, look up for Cobra. Last time here. Exhale, forehead to mat. Now come onto the forearm here, making sure that the shoulders are stacked directly above the elbows. We're going to tuck the toes under. We're going to lift the hips up and come into a forearm plank. Making sure we're engaging both sides of our obliques, squeezing the top of the glutes to protect the lower back. Let's just hold here for 5 breaths. Pressing back through the heels of the feet, engaging those hamstrings. Couple more breaths here. And we drop the knees to the mat, following with the chest. Bring the hands next to the chest for Cobra again. So we take an inhale, we lift the gaze, we squeeze the tops of the glute, tops of the feet, press into the mat. We exhale, forehead to mat. We inhale, look up and squeeze. We exhale, forehead to mat. Inhale again, up and squeeze. Exhale, forehead to mat. Last time, we inhale, up and squeeze. We exhale, forehead to mat. Come back up onto the forearm. Shoulders stacked directly above the elbows. We tuck the toes under. We send the hips up. We press through the back of the heels. Forearm plank. This time in your plank, I want you to inhale, rock forward on the balls of the feet. Exhale, send it back. Inhale, rock forward on the balls of the feet. Exhale, return back to regular plank. Inhale, rock forward. Exhale, send it back. Couple more times. Inhale, rock forward. Exhale, send it back. Last time. Inhale, move forward. Exhale, send it back. Bring the knees back to the mat. Chest follows. And let's come back up into a tabletop position. So from here, I want you to take the right foot and place it on the outside of the right hand for lizard pose. So left foot is still, the top of the left foot is still on top of the mat. And we just stay here, breathing into that left hip flexor. Starting to draw the awareness to where we might feel any tension. And then we start to send the breath there. From here, we're going to walk the right foot so that the right foot is in the center of the mat. The belly is on top of the right thigh, and the hands are on top on the outsides of the foot. We inhale, we graze the fingertips up across the mat, and we bring the arms up overhead for low lunge. Square off the hips to the front of the room by squeezing the inner thighs together, and bear down in the top foot and the top of the back foot. Take an inhale here. And on the exhale, we're going to send the hips back and straighten out the right leg for half split. Now, if you need to, slight bend in the right leg is okay, but the idea is to try to get the belly on top of the right thigh, and we're also digging the right heel into the mat, lighting up those hamstrings or the back of the thigh. Let's take a couple breaths here. And on our next inhale, we're going to graze the fingertips up around the mat, come back into low lunge. And we exhale, send the hips back again, straighten out the right leg, dig the heel into the mat. We inhale, arms come up overhead, transition back to low lunge. We exhale, send it back, half split. Couple more times. Inhale, graze the fingertips on the bottom of the mat, arms come up overhead. Squeeze those inner thighs together. We exhale, send the hip back, half split. Again, we inhale, arms come up overhead, come into low lunge. Hold it here. Bear down on that top foot and the back left foot. Squeezing the inner thighs together. Stabilize yourself here. Couple more breaths. Deep inhale here. Exhale, send it back again for half split. And just rest here for a few breaths. Digging that right heel into the mat, lighting up the back of the thigh. If you need to, tent the fingertips so that your hands aren't flat on the mat. And that'll ease some of the tension if you have really tight hamstrings. Couple more breaths here. Last breath. And on your next inhale, arms come up overhead, transition back to low lunge. Bring the hands to the outside of the right foot. Tuck the left toe under. Straighten out the left leg. Squeeze into the top of the left thigh. Come up high up on the ball of the left foot. And your stomach should be right on top of the right thigh. So we're in runner's lunge right now. You can stay here, or if you want, you can kind of launch yourself forward by bringing the fingertips back. But just like in low lunge, we're making sure that our hips are square to the front of the mat and that we're squeezing those inner thighs together to stabilize ourselves. We just hold here for just a couple more breaths. Engage the left quad, top of the thigh, you got it. Last breath here. Plant the left hand into the mat. Send the right hand up for easy twists. Look up at the right hand. Right hand comes back to the outside of the right foot. Go ahead and let that left knee touch the mat. Send the right leg back. Come into a tabletop position. Bring the knees to the outer edges of the mat. Bring the feet to touch. Take an inhale here. And on the exhale, press back to child's pose. Hips or the butt sits back into the heels. We're reaching through the fingertips here. Forehead kisses the mat. Just a couple more breaths here. Last breath. And come back into a tabletop position. I'm going to flip around so that we can do our left side here. So the left foot comes on the outside of the left hand. So we're in lizard pose again. Stretching out the right hip flexor here. Just take a few deep breaths. Start to draw any awareness to any tension that you might feel. So often our left and right sides are so different, and that's totally normal. Last breath here. Start to walk the left foot into the center of the mat. The hands come on the outside of each foot of the left foot. We take an inhale, we bring the arms up overhead, and we come into low lunge. So we're squaring off the hips to the front of the mat. We're squeezing those inner thighs together, and we're bearing down in all four corners of the top foot and the top of the right foot. Reaching out of the hips through the fingertips. We take an inhale here. And on the exhale, we send the hips back. We straighten the left leg, and we come into half split. Digging the left heel into the mat. Engage the back of the left thigh. Inhale, shift forward, back into low lunge. Arms come up overhead. Exhale, shift the weight back. Half split on the left side again. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Transition back to low lunge. Exhale, send the hips back. Inhale, come up to low lunge. Exhale, hips come back. Couple more times. Inhale, up, come through low lunge. Squeeze everything into that midline. Exhale, send it back. Let's inhale again, shift the weight forward, come up to low lunge. And just hold it here for a few breaths. Again, bearing down in the top foot in all four corners, and the back foot, the top of the foot here. Squeezing into our midline, drawing everything into our center. Last breath here. Take an inhale here. And on the exhale, send the hips back again. Dig the left heel into the mat. And again, we're bringing the stomach onto the top of the left thigh. So if you need to tent the fingertips a little bit, just to give yourself some leverage, go ahead and do so. Your hands don't have to be flat on the mat at all. Couple more times. And we inhale, come forward to low lunge once again. And bring the hands to frame the left foot. We're going to tuck the right toes under, extend the right leg, engage the top of the right thigh, squeezing into that quad. And we stay here for runner's lunge. Making sure that our belly is on top of our left thigh. We're still squeezing everything into our midline like we did in our low lunges. Couple more breaths here. Bear down in that top foot. You're going to feel it in that left glute. And the right hand plants into the mat. The left hand comes up. We look up at the left hand for easy twist. Bring the left hand on the outside of the left foot. Right knee comes down. Send the left foot back. Knees come to the outer edge of the mat and the toes come to touch. We take an inhale here. And we exhale, press back into child's pose. Return back to an all fours position, and we're going to work on our right side again. So this time the right foot comes on the outside of the right hand for lizard pose. Take a few breaths here. Walk the right foot into the middle of the mat. The stomach comes on top of the right thigh. We inhale, come up for low lunge. Squeeze everything into the midline. Deep inhale here. Exhale, send the hips back. Inhale, come forward to low lunge. Exhale, send the hips back. Inhale, come forward for low lunge. Exhale, send the hips back for half split. Inhale, come forward to low lunge. Exhale, hands frame the right foot. Tuck the left toes under. Come up off of that left knee. Squeeze into the left quad. And this time I want you to go as if you're going to launch yourself forward. Send the arms back. Reach the fingertips in the crown of the head. Bearing down into that top foot and the ball of the left foot. Squeeze into that left quad. And on your next inhale, you're going to scoop the arms up overhead. Stand up, squeeze those inner thighs together as you come up for high lunge. Take an inhale here. Exhale, bring the hands to the hips. Inhale again. Exhale, bend the left knee for a lunge dip. Inhale, come back up to high lunge. If you need to, for more stability, walk the left foot out a little bit to the outer side of the mat. When your feet are going to be right behind you, you're going to be less stable. So if you need it, go ahead and walk that left foot out. Take an inhale here. Exhale, dip. Inhale up. Exhale, dip. Inhale up, high up on the ball of the left foot. Exhale, dip. Last time, inhale up. Exhale, dip. Inhale back up. Exhale, dip. Inhale up. Arms come up overhead. Exhale, launch yourself forward, back into runner's lunge. Inhale, scoop the arms up, high lunge. We're burning out that right glute. Exhale, come forward to runner's lunge. Inhale, up to high lunge. Squeeze those inner thighs, keep them active. Exhale, come forward to runner's lunge. Inhale, back up to high lunge. Exhale, open up for warrior two. So in warrior two, we want to make sure that our hips, I'm going to turn this way. So your right foot should be out in front. Your knee should be in direct alignment with the second toe. Your heel should be in alignment with the arch of the back foot. We're going to turn the weight into the back foot, into the knife edge of the back foot, and we're going to bear down in all four corners of the top foot. Arms come out to the sides. We squeeze the shoulder blades, and we look over our right middle finger. Take an inhale here. Extend the right leg. Turn the feet forward to the front of the mat. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. So you can let the hands touch the mat. You can bring the hands to the outside of the ankles. You can grab opposite elbows and just ragdoll here, shifting the weight from side to side. Keep breathing. And wherever you are, we're going to place the hands back in front of us onto the mat. We're going to walk them over to the right side, shifting the feet to the side of the mat, coming into a runner's lunge, lowering ourselves into a low lunge position by dropping that left knee, and sending our right foot back into tabletop position. Our left foot is going to come to the outside of the left hand for lizard pose. Walk the left foot in the middle of the mat, in between the hands. Inhale, arms come up overhead for low lunge. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Deep inhale here. Exhale, send the weight back, half split. Inhale, come up through low lunge again. Exhale, send the hips back, half split. Inhale, come up to low lunge again. Exhale, send the weight back for half split. Inhale, come up through low lunge again. Exhale, bring the hands to frame the left foot. Tuck the toes under of the right foot. Extend that right leg. Squeeze into the right quad, so the top of the right thigh. Bear down in that front foot to all four corners. Send the hands and arms back. Reach the crown of the head. Belly should be on top of the left thigh, so stay high up on that right, on the ball of the right foot. And on your next inhale, we're going to bring the arms up overhead, come up to high lunge. So we're still squeezing those inner thighs together. We're still high up on the ball of the right foot. We're bearing down in that top foot into all four corners. And we're going to place the hands on the hips. We take an inhale here. And on the exhale, we bend the right knee and dip. Inhale back up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come down. Couple more times. Inhale up. Exhale down. Last time. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, come up again, high up on the ball of the right foot. Arms come up overhead. Squeeze the inner thighs together. We take an inhale here. And on the exhale, we send our weight forward. Bring those hands back, almost as if we're going to launch ourselves forward. Inhale, come back up to high lunge. Exhale, send everything back. Shift the weight forward. Inhale, come up through high lunge again. Exhale, shift the weight forward for runner's lunge. Last time. Inhale, come up for high lunge. Exhale, shift forward to runner's lunge. We're burning out that left glute. Inhale, come back up to high lunge. Exhale, open up for warrior two. Gonna spin around here. So again, for warrior two, our knee is in direct alignment with our second toe. Our arms are out in front of, our arms out to the sides. We're bearing down into that top foot and the knife edge of the back foot. Hips are as straight as we can to the front of the mat without moving that knee. Squeeze those shoulder blades. Look over the left middle finger. Nice and strong warriors here. A couple more breaths. We inhale, we straighten out the left leg. We walk the toes to face the front of the mat. Inhale, the arms come up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. So you can let the hands you can place them right in front of you onto the mat. You can bring them on the outside of the ankles. You can grab opposite elbows and just ragdoll the arms. Place the hands back onto the mat and walk your hands over to the left side, making the left seat point to the front of the mat. We drop the right knee. We send the left leg back, and we come onto our right side and extend the legs out in front of you. Take an inhale here. Reach out of the hips, and we exhale, forward fold. Now in our forward fold, we want to make sure that our sitting bones are pressed firmly into the mat. The stomach is actually on the top of the thigh. So take the roundness out of the back. There you go. And you can either hook your pointer finger and your middle finger around the big toes, or you can place the hands on top of the shins. Just breathe here. Now start to walk the hands back up to the thighs. Hands come behind the back. The right leg is going to come over the left leg. Keeping the right hand behind you. Left arm comes up. We inhale here. We exhale. We bring the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. We inhale through the crown of the head. We exhale, twist over the spine. Look over that right shoulder. Inhale through the crown of the head. Exhale, twist over the spine. Inhale again through the crown of the head. Exhale, twist over the spine. Hold it here. And we hum through center. Place the right foot to meet the left. The left comes over the right. Left hand stays behind the back. We bring the right arm up and the right elbow to the outside of the left knee. We inhale to the crown of the head. We exhale over the spine. Look over the left shoulder. Inhale again to the crown of the head. Exhale, twist over the left shoulder. Inhale to the crown of the head. Exhale, twist over the left shoulder. Hold it here. We come through center. We extend the left leg out in front of us. And if you need to, scoot forward a little bit as we prepare for our final resting pose, Shavasana. Arms come out in front of you. We take an inhale here, lift out of the hips. And we exhale, slowly roll ourselves down onto the mat, one vertebrae at a time. Let the feet hang. Let the arms come out to the sides, a little bit wider. Palms facing up. Gently closing the eyes. You take one last deep inhale here. And we exhale everything into the mat. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this flow and you found it helpful, don't forget to like this video, share it with a friend, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that you'll know when I post new flows. I'll see you next time, lovely.